wish you a Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ho, ho, ho! And did you think for one instant that the Steve Squared Show would take a holiday? If you did, you were sadly mistaken. You were completely wrong. You have drank too much eggnog. You were just too much filled with mirth and frankincense, which I had for dinner tonight. Let me tell you, I had a delicious plate of mirth and frankincense. Oh, delicious. What a holiday meal. Merry Christmas, everyone. As you can see, it is Christmas. It comes even on a Monday. Karen Carpenter would have never wrote a song. Christmas and Mondays. She would have never did that. She was very depressed. Want to see one of my Christmas gifts? How about that? Bam! Look at that. Can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you dig it? My nephew, Jared, who should be watching the show but probably isn't, is got me this watch. He works for, I don't know if I should say, because I don't know if this, fell off the back of a truck or something. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. What a wonderful, thank you.
No!
So, you know what? We need some more. It's Christmas. So we need a little something festive. So what I try to do, I always try to deliver for you people. I give, and I give all year long. This is the last Steve Squared Show of the year. 2023, we have not missed one show. And did you think I was going to start now on the last Monday of the season, of the year? Of course not. Christmas wasn't going to stop me. Oh, no. No siree, Ebenezer. There's no Scrooge in this guy. The Steve Squared Show, there's no room for Scrooge. Although, I play a bit of a Scrooge on the Steve Squared Show, Steve would say. Steve is more the Scrooge. I'm more the Bob Cratchit, right? I'm more the uncle. Uncle Ebenezer, would you like to come over for Christmas dinner? I'll go with the finest goose. I love that they ate goose back then instead of turkey. It doesn't it sound more holiday festive? Turkey is Thanksgiving, but it's my favorite dish. It's my favorite food. We had that last night. First of all, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Did everyone enjoy, are they enjoying Christmas? This is what you do. This is why the show is perfect. You just ripped open gifts. You've been eating all day. You've watched enough football. I mean, how much football can you watch? You've watched even a little basketball. Do you really need to see newscasters and sports guys talk about LeBron and Curry more? Can they kiss their ass any more than we have to listen to? Two guys making $600 billion and then saying how wonderful they are? Do we have to watch Travis Kelce's little girlfriend sit up in the stands, talking Taylor Swifty? You know who I'm talking about. Do we have to be choked down our throats for the holiday season? Isn't it enough I've just consumed a plate full of whatever it's called, frankincense? Do I have to endure that too? I think not. Anyway, so this is what you do. You don't know what to do. You've watched all the holiday movies. You've seen It's a Wonderful Life 11 times already. You can recite George Bailey by heart. Mary! Oh my, where's whose pedals? You can't do it anymore. There's nothing left to do. So you're like, you guys are sitting around, should we play a family game? You're tired of the family, they've been in all week. You've been the nicest you're going to be all week. Today is the day it's the nicest you could possibly be. Right? You're bumping into strangers. Instead of giving them the old famula, or giving them the finger, you have to go, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh, let me get the door for you. Oh, and a little guffaw of a laugh. Because we're a little nicer, we're a little kinder, right? Not Steve Squared. I don't go in for anybody. I don't go in for that commercialization. If you're angry on January 1st, it's just as good on December 31st. So I'll be bringing it on New Year's Day. You can bet your bottom dollar. But I get it. We're going to be a little... This watch is fabulous. Let me tell you a little about this watch. My nephew knows me because the Armatron watches, they can be big. The dials can be big. They can be a little bit over the top, right? I'm not a player. I'm not a rapper, right? I don't need to wear a sundial on my wrist to tell the time. So I like sportier, fun colors, something different. I am accused of being out of the box. So he nailed it. I mean, literally nailed it. This watch is me. And I love it. And it says sport on it. Can you get a good look at that watch? Can you see it? Yeah. I'll show it this way too. There you go. I should spend the whole show showing you the features of the watch. But that was really nice of him.
That was easy.
So did you get everything you wanted? Was Santa good to you?
No.
Whoa. Wow. All right, then. I did tell, we might have some surprise. The holiday show always has surprise, right? It's a holiday. This is the holiday edition of the Steve Squared Show. We're going to have singers. We're going to have a dance number coming up. I have people coming on the show. We were able to get different comedians. Sebastian Maniscalco is coming on the show. He's going to do a little shtick. I have Mariah Carey is going to sing. It's her Christmas song. She's the Queen of Christmas. I have a fun, packed show for you. It's too much.
No.
Actually, I don't. I got ready late because I was enjoying some of the holiday mirth and mire. And so I don't have much for you. But I thought what I lack in content, I make up for in production value. I got a beautiful, beautiful Santa's hat. If you could feel this, it keeps me warm. But who needs warm? It's a Monday, which throws everybody off. How many times did you think today was Sunday? Be honest. I did. Raise your hand. Don't lie to me. You cannot lie to me. The Steve Squared always knows. So, yes, it was a Monday really throws everybody off. People love to have the next day after a holiday, especially Christmas. It's hard to get up for this. You've been preparing all month, shopping all month, cooking all month, screaming all month, and it's just over. Like a Band-Aid. Ripped it.
In your face, sucker!
And after it's done, you can sit back and, did you get everything you wanted? Did you give everything you wanted? There's always regret. And what better time than the end of the year to sit back, and I'll tell you what, we have one more week of 2023. I say to 2023, good riddance. Sayonara, hasta la vista, get out of here. Because I've not had, I don't know about you. Did you have a good 2023? I don't know. I don't think it's been that great. It's not been that great. Tell me what's been great about it. Share with me. Share with me something good that happened to you in 2023. Does the scales outweigh the bad? And that's how you determine if it was a good year. Did more good things happen than bad things? Probably not. And definitely not for this family on Sunrise Highway, who actually got into a fight. This Irish family, the O'Connors, I'll leave it at that. They got into this fight, some brothers and some friends, and it was in a bar, and it spilled over onto Sunrise Highway in North Lindenhurst, of course. Where else would it spill but in North Lindenhurst? Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. They were all charged with second-degree assault, a felony. This is good. It says here, one of the O'Connors, who prosecutors said was driving without any car seats in his car and his truck when he crashed into his relative, was additionally charged with reckless endangerment, 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. So this numbnuts thought to have a child in the car while he attacked his other relatives by crashing his car. What did he do here? He crashed his Toyota Tundra into the truck and relatives who were following his father. So it was a whole big inter-family squabble, and they took it out from the barns, got in cars, and started crashing each other on Sunrise. Why doesn't my family do nice things like this and get together? We don't do anything together. This is fun. I love the O'Connors. Drinking up in the bar, somebody says something, hey, your wife's a what? Beep. Cold clocks them. 3 brothers get out in the Toyota Tundra, because you gotta have, if you're Irish and you're living on Long Island, you better have yourself a Toyota Tundra. They get out, they go whizzing down the, no doubt, Sunrise Highway. The other brothers, who he cold cock, grabs his buddies, CBs them on his junk truck, and then it's on. And they crash into it, he crashes into them, pulls them over, gives them, they're fighting, and the O'Connors versus the O'Connors, and there you go. That's fantastic. I do think families should do more things together. Anyway, I have great Celsius news for everybody. Not only is the king of energy drinks a proud non-sponsor of the Steve Squared Show, happy holidays, but they have, my nephew has informed me, my nephew was chock full of information. We saw them last night and today. Cheers. This is my eggnog. So, my nephew has informed me that Celsius now has a bigger size can. So if that can wasn't enough, if that can of caffeine wasn't enough, or if you got used to it like I have, I've built up an immunity to it. Let's face it. That drink doesn't do anything for me. So, Celsius has reached into my problem, and they said, look, when an addict is now in his zone, he's used to what we have, let's give him a little more taste. Let's just linger it out there. Let's get the hooked on patient a little more hooked on. So Filthy Dirty Celsius, who I love as a company and as a drink, they did it. Cheers to you, Celsius. So the next show, my nephew was going to get me one. The next show, I'm going to buy the bigger size. It's supposed to keep you up for 3 weeks. I don't know yet, but that should be great. That's so long to do. You feel like that at the dinner table? What did you have for a Christmas dinner? Go rest in your... Do you have a favorite Christmas song? I feel like there's those traditional, "Oh Rest Ye Gentlemen," "A Little Town of Bethlehem," "Silent Night," "Oh Holy Night," right? All those real somber, night, "Little Drummer Boy." So, do you like that, or do you like the "Grandma got run over by a reindeer" and all of that fluff? Are you more light, more holiday commercial music, or the real going to church, churching it, and listening to the choir sing "O Come All Ye Faithful," or I like both. I mean, that's like anything else. You like a little of something, you like a little of something else. I don't want a lot of too much. I'll tell you, not only does Christmas confuse us by falling on a Monday, but it confuses us because it's almost beach weather outside. It's beautiful out. I mean, a little cloudy, a little damp, but it was gorgeous. Beautiful. I enjoyed the weather. It was mild, 50-something. That's perfect. I ran yesterday. I never run in December. It's too cold. But now I'm running into December. Let's see how January is. I'm hoping. We had, I think, this 2023, there was one good thing that came out of it. There was not an inch of snow. We had some kind of record. That's amazing. So let's see what else is in the news, shall we? Shall we? Let's try, hold on a second. Oh, it's not going to work like that. We're going to try something here. We're going to try to call in on somebody before we go to the next story. I was going to give you guys a surprise. I was going to try to get Steve on the line, but he's obviously indisposed. Do you like my snowballs behind me? Can you see them? Let me show you. So, due to the fact that we luckily do not have snow, and don't get me wrong, I love that. That's my number one thing, no snow. I went out and got some fake snowballs. Just as good, and cleaner, and less cold. Nice. I had these on the show years ago. Me and Steve had a snowball fight. That's how long, before the pandemic. So, are you excited as I am that The Color Purple is going to be a musical? A movie musical? Why don't they just leave things alone already? Jeepers creepers. I mean, how many things are they going to keep making into these movie musicals? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, yeah, before I go to this, let's go to that. 2 ex-clowns, and you heard me right, 2 ex-clowns are suing a Long Island-based clown company for back wages, or big rubber noses. That's going to come out to... I have to plead the fifth, or I can mime it. I'm going to mime my defense. Is that clowns, or are those mimes? Anyway, so they're suing this company for back wages. What's going on here? It's filed in the Manhattan District Court. This is where, aren't they handling like all the political stuff now? They must be really backlogged with clowns suing people. But wow, they want to get into a class action suit. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to read this clown story here and see how much it's what's going on here. Well, basically, what seems to be going on is, well, these clowns, you know, they paint children's faces, balloons, things like that, and they worked overtime. Now, the company, clowns.com, located in Elmont, in case you guys are looking for work, avoided paying them overtime by characterizing their employment as independent contractors. Can a clown be an independent contractor? I don't think so. I don't know if that's a possibility. Anyway, so this is I love it. I would love to be in the courtroom for this. State your name. That's Bozo with a Z. All right, Mr. Bozo. So you say you've been working, clowning around town, huh? That's right. Any proof? Any back statements? W-2s? Yes, hold on, I have it in my pocket. And then they pull out the thing and the never-ending. Whoa! And the children go nuts. I love clown. I don't know. Do you like clowns? They always joke around that people are scared of clowns. Clowns get kids scared and make them cry. I don't know. No. Here's the people. Here's the two clowns that are suing. Not this guy. These two, yes. They're just clowning around. I can't believe that. Not only can I not believe it, but I can't believe they are talking about it. The Color Purple. Who wants to go see it? Let's see what it says. What's the review on it? Doesn't say much. The Ferrari movie came out. You know the Ferrari movie about the Ferraris, and I think Adam Driver is in it. Who is that Latina woman? Very risque. She's very caliente, I should say. Do you know who she is? Who am I talking about? I think she's in a lot. Let me see who she is. Because now it's going to drive me crazy if I don't know. The Ferrari movie. Penelope Cruz. Of course, Penelope Cruz. Who else is in this? Patrick Dempsey. Anyway, didn't they just do a movie about that? Wasn't that Ford versus Ferrari like 2 years ago? So now they just cut out Ford and they're doing Ferrari? It's ridiculous. It really is. I'm not going to see The Color Purple, sorry. 2 hours? I don't think so. You want to see me juggle snowballs? Here we go. I don't normally do this, but for you guys, for the holidays, I'll do it. Whoa. Happy holidays. I almost did it. There we go. Whoa! Stevie Rita, look at this! Oh, I'm telling you, you should be paying enormous sums of money to consume this content that I deliver to you every Monday night, right to December 25th. It's Christmas Day. Am I celebrating with my family? No. I'm here delivering funny content like that. I like to see those clowns do that. Actually, I'm going to sue somebody for my clowning around. Maybe I'll sue Gubs. Well, I shouldn't have said that. Right now they'll be on the phone. Speaking of comedy, was I speaking of comedy? New Year's laughing in. Now this is always, here we go. Okay. So now New Year's is coming. Unavoidable, inevitable. And that's another day. I love Christmas. I do not care for New Year's Eve. If you don't have these amazing plans, you're like a loser, right? Everybody's like, what are you doing for New Year's Eve? What are you doing? I don't know. I'm not doing anything. It's like Monday. I don't know. Whatever it is. New Year's Eve would be Sunday, and then New Year's Day is Monday. Again, throwing everybody off. People would have liked it, the other way, but it's too bad, so sad. So it is very confusing for people. People have to go back to work tomorrow. That stinks after Christmas. They like to have some time off. So there's some comics performing, and they're performing New Year's Eve, 2 big shows. Sunday, December 31st. Where? It says here at Adelphi. I guess that's at Adelphi. $55 for adults. $55, $65. Wonder what's $65 for non-adults. I don't know why it says $55. Anyway. Says here, some of these comics. I don't know if you ever heard of Rich Walker. You might have heard of Rich Walker. And Megan Morley. Oh, you might have heard of her. She's good too. So if you have nothing to do on New Year's Eve and you want to see some good, clean comedy, go down to this show. Should be pretty good. Should be quite a laugh. Sometimes I like to wrap presents in this. I take the comic strip section and I wrap gifts, and I always think that's fun. Because it's kind of retro, plus I don't have to buy wrapping paper. But I bought some wrapping. Take it easy. Don't get on me. I bought some wrapping paper. Which reminds me, after the show, I still have gifts to open and to give. I'm not done. You think this is over? It never ends. Gifts, I was ready to unload on Amazon, let me tell you. I was ready to just because they get you. They promised me, I was ordering some things, and it said, order now. You know how the countdown clock ticks, and it says, if you order within the next 45 minutes, you'll get it by December 23rd. So I do that clearly in plenty of time. December 23 comes and goes, and it's gone. So now I'm like, okay. But you still got 24th. So yesterday, I was raging, getting a little hot under the collar, and it finally came, what I needed, on the 24th. But, that's how Amazon gets you. I know a lot of my clients, they're not getting stuff till it comes after Christmas. I'd be fuming. That's unacceptable. And I wish I had my unacceptable. That'll do. I love the gong. This is the Gong Show. So, I have... My sister helped me out. Hopefully the library police are not watching. I had the Arnold Schwarzenegger book, which I've showed you many times. Be useful. And I apparently had it way too long. So they wanted to charge me, the library, not, one of the other libraries, where I took it out from, an enormous sum of money, more than the book is worth. I said, hold the phone. What are you, crazy? You know how long it takes to read an Arnold Schwarzenegger book with words like, that is unbelievable. You know how hard it is to decipher what he's saying? And then I put it down and I was reading and I go... It's not easy to read this stuff like that. You gotta give me more time. I can't. What? Do you have to... I wish I had more time to read. I wish I had more time to fly a kite. That sounds like the beginning of a poem. I'm a poet and I don't know it. You know, I would enjoy those moments of just sitting by a little wood-burning fire, reading a little Dickens, little Hemingway, with a pipe. That sounds way too formal for me. A pair of slippers maybe and a long robe. Speaking of robes, I got my nephew one of the most fabulous robes you could ever hope and dream to get. He will wear it because I know my nephew. He loves a little panache, a little style. He's like me. But, you know, then when you come out of the shower, maybe you just want something cozy. It's a New York Knicks robe. Clearly for guys. But they were all laughing. And he tried it on. Let me see if I can find it and show him. Let me show you. Let me show you. There it is. So, that robe is fantastic. Look at that robe. Look how the colors spike. It's really nice. And it's a New York Knicks one to boot. Who just won today. On Christmas Day against, yes, the Milwaukee Bucks. Finally beat them. Took them a few tries, but they got it. Let's try to make one more call. I'm going to try to get guests for you, believe me. That's 2 rings. Boy, this is not going well. Now I know how Letterman felt. That's another one. At the 7 o'clock hour, nobody's calling, nobody's coming, nobody's doing anything. So, this is the Charlie Brown tree. I put it together myself. And it looks like it. Very sad, but it's a tree. It just shows that it doesn't matter the size, shape, or form of any tree when it's dressed up to go out. It looks fabulous. That's what I think. So, anyway. I got a couple of nice things. I got a few other things. That wasn't bad. Hey, coming up on 7 o'clock, why don't we try something fun? Music. Remember my book? The Unusual Book of Knowledge. Here's some amazing, as a personal trainer, let me give you a few amazing facts about the human body. How much do you think, this is when I'm reaching for straws on content, this is why you know this from me. How much does the human eye blink per year? How many times do you think the human eye blinks per year? And I don't know who would be measuring this and what psychosis they have wrong with them, but how many times do you think you blink in a year? I will tell you. The human eye blinks an average of 3.7 million times per year. Now, by doing that, I just upped my range. So that is pretty interesting. 3.7 million times per year. Let's see what else I can find for you. Well, it says here the human body has enough fat to produce 7 bars of soap, whatever that means. No. I don't know. This might be interesting. Food travels from the mouth through the esophagus and into the stomach in 7 seconds flat. Some people it takes longer or shorter, just they just don't chew. God rest thee, old gentlemen, and Let me see. I'm trying to find you something. They said they were... Let me see. I don't really like that. Okay. Not really loving that. That wasn't a good book of knowledge. The Eye Blink was pretty good. You gotta give it to me. It's a Christmas show. What is your favorite Christmas song? You still haven't answered me. Tell me, I'll play it. Is it Oh Resty Little Gentleman? Is it Drummer Boy? Is it Grandma Got Run Over? Is it Jingle Bell? Something more traditional? I got everything. Then I'll get removed from the side. You know how they don't like that. Yeah, no bueno. Speaking of bueno. So, let's see what else we got here. We're going to go back in time. But before we do that, I'm going to hold on a second. I got to give you one more thing. I'm back. Sorry for the delay. So, when you're a one-man show, you got to do it all by yourself. I got this gift for someone. I won't say who. And look, what do you think of this? This is a Hershey's fondue set. A Hershey's fondue set. I personally do not care for fondue. But I know someone that is a fondue person. And they are. And so, what do you think? Fondue. From Hershey. The fondue. Anyway. That, I think that's, I'm not a big fondue, I feel like it's very, when was fondue big? Wasn't it big back in the day a little bit, and then they tried to redo it with a restaurant? It's too trendy, glitchy, whatever the word is escaping me right now. Stupid. What is the word that I'm looking for? That could be it. That's definitely not it. That's it! And I'll tell you another a great thing, and I got this from my mom. She saw, and she bought these for my niece and nephews. Hopefully I'm not spoiling this, but it's not a big spoil. She bought these, I think they did already, so hopefully it's just candy. But these great Christmas Grinch Hershey's. So I said, I went out and bought them and been putting them and put them in a gift. And I thought that was cool. And I kind of feel like it's a Grinchmas. I feel very Grinchmas. I don't feel an enormous love this holiday season. I feel very Grinchy. And you might say, well, you're always like that, Steve. When do you ever feel the other way? And the answer is I never do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint. But I just, it's a lot of anger in me. I've told you that before. You don't have to, I tell people all the time, there's other things that you can watch. You don't have to watch me. But you can't take your eyes off me because you don't know what I'm going to say next. Who knows? I'll tell you another thing that's hard to find. I wanted it, it's the holiday season, so I thought maybe a cup of hot cocoa might be nice. treat myself. Get a cup of hot cocoa. But, and not that it's necessary, it's 79 degrees outside, but I feel like I can't get a hot cocoa that's healthy for you. And I get it, it's hot cocoa, but at least get some pure hot cocoa, right? Not that Swiss Miss, Nestle package where it's really processed. They use a lot of... Here's an ingredient, and I've told you about this ingredient. If you see it, stay away from it. And it's in a lot of foods. So you're going to be upset with me. I told you this on one of the other shows. It's made from a certain plant. It's called carrageen. Or carrageen. And it is a food additive that's used for texture purposes. But it can have a lot of bad side effects. And I think, just recently I've seen stories about this, and I've been really staying away from anything that contains that. So, I'm just saying. You eat some of that, you're going to be like... You're going to feel that. Some people are, did you go Italian? Did you eat Italian food for the holiday? Did you eat more turkey? Ham, the spiral ham is always a holiday fave. What was on your dinner plate today? Did you eat healthy? Because I always say, I know it's holiday. My clients always tell me, oh, Steve, I ate like a gavone. I really indulged in things like that. I'm doing Italian and Jewish. Oh, my God, had a little bit of this and a little bit of this on the plate, and I didn't know. It was unbelievable. Couldn't stop eating. It's the holiday season. It's Christmas, so I ate. I think we love to give ourselves a pass, right? I'll start tomorrow. We're big on that. I'll start on Monday, on the 1st. New Year's, right? Here comes, we're all getting ready for New Year's resolution. Everybody's going to start their New Year's resolution. I love the commercial that they had. I was watching the football game, and they do a New Year's resolution commercial. And I don't know what it was for. It was for a company or something. But they have these older senior citizens. They're all 100 or over. And they're giving them lines to say, obviously, and what have you. So it'll be like, it was like, Eric, 101, and this guy's like telling his New Year's resolution, which should be to just consume as much oxygen as he can. Instead, he goes, oh, I'm going to start a business. He's 101, and then the next woman, she's 103. She's like, I'm going to start that novel I always want. The idea being that they're still setting long-term goals. I might switch to short-term goals. I'm just saying, I get the idea of the commercial, very cute. They're saying that at any age, you can start shooting for the moon. If you didn't jump out of a plane or hit one of those bucket list things, do a high wire, scale a wall, I'm not sure why you would decide at 103, but go ahead. You want to do it, do it. But I love, because the commercial's trying to say that, right? Messaging. We're always being messaged. It was some kind of thing. It was probably some kind of investment mutual fund to say, look, hey, give us your money. But I don't know, so keep it short term. Short-term goals are always good. Doesn't matter what age you are. I always say short-term goals come before long-term goals. So let's say you want to, run a marathon, start with a 5K. Short-term to long-term. So you don't have to start your New Year's resolution on next Monday. And then you know what's going to happen next Monday, right? It's a Monday, perfect day to start. It's the 1st, perfect day to start. But what are we going to say right off the bat? First of all, if you're going to be smashed, hungover from New Year's Eve. So it's hard to now recheck yourself and be locked in. You're going to have your New Year's Eve celebration. You're going to say, look, I'm going to end the year, one more splurge. Then it's New Year's Day. And you're probably might do something for New Year's Day. It's New Year's Day. That's another day of celebrate. So traditionally, my family always has Chinese food, which unfortunately I'm not fave of. There's nothing on there I like. I wish there was, but there's nothing, and this has been a long-standing tradition of my family. We have done this since the dawn of time is the Chinese, you know, and you know, and then of course they watch all your shows, your countdowns and stuff. Probably, I mean, it might even be a pretty mild. They've been getting smaller crowds. If you notice, they shoot from angles to try to make like Times Square looks packed, but it's not. I've known people that have been there, or they've said it's really empty, or just they fill around for the shot when they're talking to like Jenny McCarthy or somebody like that that's hosting it. You know, whatever, Ryan Seacrest, one of these mamalukes. They are making sure it's filled behind them, and people have the stupid. What is wrong with people? What are you celebrating? I don't even understand what you're celebrating. I don't. They're like, you know, the thing. Another year you lived. I guess, because really, I'm not sure. What are you excited about? Like, what is the idea? The year ended. Whoopee! Now a new year starts. You're still going to have the same bills on January 1st. You're still going to have to pay rent. You're still going to have to pay your mortgage. Nothing has ended. It's all going to start again the very next month. You're just going to write 2024 on your checks. Don't forget to do that. I like to do a little... I try to see how long I can get away with screwing with my bill collectors. You know, all the different... bills, the car insurance, you know, I say, hey, you know, let me trick them. I'll put a little 2023. I just used to, right? We always say that. I'm just used to. I can't get into the new sway. It's 2024. Put a 4 instead of a 3. It's very easy. Right? You don't write your same age. We're smart enough people, I would hope. Although maybe I'm giving too much credit. How much do you love this? I love the Peanuts Charlie Brown tree. It's so indicative of who I am. Kind of awkward, bare, void of anything of fullness or content.
Yes!
I'm disappointed. I thought Steve would, or Jeff or Emily, I reach out to these people. It's the last show. I reached out to these people, and, nobody is reaching back to me. But anyway, I wanted to tap on this. Fondue, huh? And the fondue comes with 4 forks, which means I'd have to find 3 friends. Very difficult in my situation. Right? Because you can't have fondue by yourself. When you have fondue and you have it with 3 people, it's a very gitchy, glitchy, cutesy, trendy thing. When you have fondue by yourself, now you have problems that you have to seek a therapist. Nobody should be eating fondue by themselves. That's the first sign of the apocalypse. The horsemen are coming. There's danger looming. Anybody sitting in front of the TV with a fondue set by themselves with a little fork dipping into a blend of multitude of cholesterol-filled cheeses or chocolates, chocolates, it's got a major problem. So I was speaking about the hot cocoa before you interrupted so rudely. And, boy, I can't find a more natural... They're all filled with that carrageen and different things like that, right? So I'm trying to find... If you know one, feel free to message me. Stephen R. Kaminsky, my Instagram. It'll be the same. Maybe I'll change it. What is going to be your change for the new year? I don't want to say resolution, because that's, as a trainer, I've just heard it ad nauseum, is about this, that, and look, anytime you start something positive is a good time. Start now, right now. You don't have to wait a week and indulge for a week and then say, you could set yourself back, maybe get ahead, I used to tell this to clients all the time. Oh, Steve, we'll start up again the new year. I say, why? Well, the week of the New Year's is holidays and blah, 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 blah. That's all I hear is noise. No. Get a week ahead start so you roll in into the new year already with a week under your belt. You don't want to just you waste away this week drinking and carousing. I mean, maybe you do. Doesn't sound half bad. I got a run in this weekend. The weather was fantastic, and if you know me, you know I hate to run in the cold. But it's been okay. You know how I could tell? I go by my hands. They're getting a little dry, but I've been really trying to work on cream and stuff like that. But anyway, this was interesting. They were talking about a look back at toy crazes. What was the big toy? Did you have a big toy that, when you were a kid, what toy was popular, right? Was it Tickle Me Elmo? Atari? Boy, I could think of some great Christmas gifts when I was a child. I think I got a big wheel once. That was great. Until I saw The Shining. And I never rode that thing again. I got a Happy Days Fonzie pinball machine. That thing was fantastic. Oh, man. Lights, sounds, action for a kid, that's over the moon. I remember. They have some memorable toys. Let's see what they have. They have Etch-a-Sketch, which was great. Etch-a-Sketch was... I watched it. If you watch on the History Channel, they show how Etch-a-Sketch was developed, which is painstakingly hard and difficult. They have those wires. If you ever watch how an Etch-a-Sketch is made, it's got to be perfect because you're using those stylus dials to make all those squiggly lines, and it's got to be perfection. And it was invented by somebody in another country, Sweden, Norway, one of those kind of Nordic countries where people have a lot of time because it's cold. So this guy was sitting in his house making this. What else? So Tickle Me Elmo was a big one. Boy, what was some of the Cabbage Patch? Remember that ugly doll that people went nuts for? They would kill you for a Cabbage Patch doll. Wow, they had astronaut Barbies. Etch-a-Sketch. Wow, Etch-a-Sketch was 1962. 1983 was Cabbage Patch. Oh, Atari. I had Atari. That was Atari and Xbox. Those kind of video games. Those were great. Wow, they say in 1963, Easy Bake Oven came onto the scene. Nothing easy about that oven. Easy Bake Oven. Unbelievable. These are great. Holiday. I'm trying to see what else. Tickle Me Elmo was 1996. Furby. Remember those stupid things? That was 1998. And it's here. Oh, this is what it says. So, wow. So let's go back. 1959, Barbie was a big craze. And of course, we've been shoved Barbie. I don't know which is more annoying, Barbie or Taylor Swift. They just keep shoving it in our face. Barbie is still sold. Etch-a-Sketch, 1962, still sold. And the original price was $2.99. Fantastic. Not that anymore. Easy Bake Oven, still sold from 1963. Wow, and the original price was $16 back then. It must be $139 now. It's probably the price of a regular oven. Rock'em Sock'em Robots, 1964, still sold. Hot Wheels, still sold. Star Wars figures, still sold. None of these. Atari, no longer sold. You can't get an Atari system. What TV right now would play that old piece of system? I love that. Cabbage Patch Kids, still sold. Ew, come on. Really? Cabbage Patch still sold? Oh, let's see. We're almost done here. Calm down. Tickle Me Elmo, still sold. I mean, how could you get tired of tickling something like that? A Furby is still sold. Guitar Hero. Remember Guitar Hero? It's no longer sold. That was like a Game Boy thing. Nintendo Wii, no longer sold. I'm glad that thing is gone. And Fingerlings. I don't know what those are, like little things. Stupid. You can see the magnitude of these toys kind of. You can see the bigger toys, the long-lasting, the Barbies, the Etch-a-Sketches, Mr. Potato Heads, Easy Bake Ovens, things that stand the test of time. 40, 50, 60 years they've been standing. they don't have those anymore, right? It's a craze for a month and then it's gone. There's no long-standing toys anymore. Play-Doh, for God's sake, just clay, mush, has stood the test of time for 100 years. All of these things, a simple hula hoop, they're so indicative of our culture and Americana that they have not gone away. Yet the things that are invented or created now, they're a dime a dozen. Kids are more, they don't have that patience to go out and play with something. They just, oh, this is fun, what's next, right? We're in such a speeded up world, we just don't have patience. Speaking of patience, you do not want to take me to the store if you're going to be, I'm not patient. I cannot, believe me, you know that. I have no patience. I don't even have patience for the show, for God's sake. No patience whatsoever. A Furby. The hell's a Furby? But I'll tell you, this is the last show of the year. It's really, really good. Being Henry, I think it's called. Let me give you the correct title because I don't like to give wrong titles. Henry Winkler. Let's see what it's called here. Being Henry, the Fonz, is in the libraries now, and I'm going to read it, even though I've been banned from coast to coast, most of the libraries. My sister will be furious if I take out another book from the library. She's already keeping me out of library prison, library jail is right now, but I think I gotta finish the Arnold book and then go to Fonz, and I want to see his book and see how I like, I like biopics. That'll be my next read. But I'm telling you, I'm giving you a referral. I read a little bit, while I was in the library, I read a little bit of the back flap, the blurb, if you will, and it looked very interesting. And I love Henry Winkler. I mean, he's great on Barry, really good. There's not a lot of movies out that I could share with you. There is this movie, The Boys in the Boat. It's this movie about crew. I think it's a true story where these... it's the American rowing team in 1936 Olympics. Oh boy, I don't know one actor in this movie. George Clooney, I think, is the producer or something like that. I don't know. Zac Efron is in a movie, The Iron Claw. Oh my gosh, it's the true story of wrestling's Von Erich Klan. Von Erich Klan. He was obviously some kind of German wrestler, and it's a wrestling flick. And if you like Zac Efron in underwear and wrestling, who doesn't? You'll tune into that. I still have not yet to seen the Dick Van Dyke special, so I can't comment on that. I will try to get that done before New Year's. So for the next time I see you is going to be 2024. I don't know if I can wait that long. I miss you guys. But it's going to be quite a show. And I just want to show you how fair I am. Even though I displayed the Charlie Brown tree, my Kermit's not far behind. Look, it almost looks like the Charlie Brown tree. Very close in green color. So Kermit's always with me on remote, even though some people aren't. Let's see. The Iron Claw, Anyone But You, and Ferrari is out. Now, I don't know why they did another Ferrari movie with Adam Driver, Penelope Cruz, Patrick Dempsey. I like Patrick Dempsey. But they just did the Matt Damon movie, Ford versus Ferrari, a couple of years ago. So, I don't know. What's next? Johnny Toyota? They should do the Henry Ford movie. That would be... that was Ford versus Ferrari, but it didn't really delve into the man. Like, I'd like to see the biopic of... I'd like to see the biopic that I'm working on of the Jack LaLanne story. And, of course, going into a Dumbbells spin-off. Those are my New Year's resolutions, is to get something done on where you people can watch. I promise you, the movie or the series is coming out. I don't care if I have to fund this myself and I will spend every Monday begging for money from you people. I'll fund this whole project myself. I'll do it. Don't think I won't do it. So as the clock winds down, it's 7:29. There's a feeling, right? There's this feeling that waves over us of exhaustion, a little melancholy maybe. The whole hype of the holiday build-up is gone, right? It's just gone with the rip open of a gift, the shoving of dinner down your throat, the stockings hung by the chimney with care, or who cares, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon will be there. A rose from his thrash. But the reindeer are settled in there. They had, been working out all season. They finally could take a break. The elves can have some of their vacation time. Everybody can now take a breath. And the next build-up really is New Year's. So the weather still looks, on the mild side, cross my fingers. So hopefully we'll get through this week, and I will tell you, of course, I'll wish you a Happy New Year's, but I'll wish you an early one more time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you were with family, friends. That's the way to spend Christmas. Not at the slot machines in Vegas, like they tell you to do. But enjoy. Have a wonderful finish to your Christmas. I'm glad you took an hour away from the family, or maybe you all gathered around to watch me, which I hope is what you should do. Instead of going to the movies, just gather around. I don't have any previews. Did you ever go to a movie now? It's an hour and a half of previews. You got to block out at 4 to 5 hours if you're going to a movie theater. The movie starts at 3. Get there at 4. That's when it'll start. It's not starting at 3. Because now they don't only do... You used to see trailers, right? 4 or 5 trailers, 6 trailers, and you'd be like, roll your eyes, 20 minutes. But now, because of streaming and the connection of where these movies are that go right to those streamers, they get all their commercial time in those previews involved. So it's like you're at home, you're seeing the same commercials. And you're like, oh, man. So it's double the amount of time. So you could be looking at 30 to 40 minutes before said movie comes on, which is usually garbage anyway. So, anyway, I filled you with a lot of nonsense. Fondue sets, Grinchmas with the little Hershey Kisses. I'm telling you, those are great. You see this thing here? Let me show you. Let me show you one. I'll leave you with one Grinchmas. It's so great. You see the little Grinchmas? Oh, and here's my last gripe of the year. It's Christmas. I'm pulling up this picture to show you before I leave you. So I'm in CVS. I want to get a last minute thing. I'm always a last minute guy. Look at these pictures and tell me what you think of. They already are locking and loading. Valentine's Day is ready, baby. Christmas who? What? When? I think not. Valentine's Day, baby. CVS is ready for love. Look at that. Do you believe that? They just pushing. But I like that because the more they push, the closer it gets to warmer weather. Heck with Valentine's Day. Let's go right to July 4th, baby. Easter. Let's do it. Let's just move faster. Let's cut out 2 months from the calendar. I like that. I do. I dig it. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of the Christmas evening. Enjoy. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas and continue to do so all week. Keep that Christmas spirit going all week. If you're kind today, be kind tomorrow. Let it go, as Idina Menzel says. Bring it right into the new year. And if you have a New Year's resolution, start it today. Not tomorrow. Start it right now. What do you want to do? Write it down. Even if you just write it down, that means you got the ball rolling. Right? Don't think about it. Write it. Do it. Do something tangible for yourself. That's what I have to say. Steve would say, you're like Jack LaLanne. You can do it. Anyway, I want to wish my family a very Merry Christmas. My folks, my family, my brother, my sister, my niece and nephews, all of them, brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, the dogs, everybody, my friends, and all of you squares. Thank you so much for watching all year and supporting the Steve Squared Show. And we'll hopefully be back and be asked back in 2024. Comes after 3. I just want to help you. I'm not trying to be condescending. I don't do that. I'm helping. Into the new year. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a safe New Year's Eve. Do something safe. You want to have fun? Keep it safe. There's Ubers, there's Lyfts. There's no reason for any nonsense. You can do it. Because I want to see you next Monday on the Steve Squared Show. Have a wonderful week. Happy New Year to all. And we'll see you in